Classic League Podcast time!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 295 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott. I've got Dustin with me once again tonight. Dustin, what's going on, man?
Through the Forest came up on my shuffle earlier today when I was driving home.
Oh.
I was like, well, man, I thought one of the podcast episodes was starting.
It is weird. Like, we have like a Pavlovian response to it. If I hear it, if the volume doesn't lower after like 12 seconds, it trips me up. Because sometimes it'll pop up in a shuffle too for me. So, definitely cool. Well, it is the summertime, right in the thick of it. We're after the 4th of July. We are going to talk about video games, of course. But before we do that, Dustin, how's the holiday? What have you been up to over the last week?
Not much. Just been chilling out. I ate some tacos. I felt like you could see my breath right now.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you know, typical 4th of July stuff, lake and all that. And then I ended up squeezing in some time towards the end to actually check out some Stranger Things 3. So I'm going to be talking about that later in the episode. Yeah, other than that, this was neat. I did find out that some old bottle rockets that I've had at a house I lived in before this one, and I've been here for almost 6 years, still worked great. I thought for sure they were going to be duds, so it must have been dry through my various garages, the places I've lived, which was kind of fun. It was a gamble. I had no idea if it would work or not. So, yeah. Otherwise, you know, that's about it. It was hot. It was nice. So,
yeah. All
right. Well, boy, the theme song is still playing, Dustin, and I'm about ready to talk about video game news. It's kind of weird. I do want to note that in Keon News this week, you do have a note in here that says check out Man of Tai Chi. What's that?
Yeah. It's a martial arts movie. I think it's directed by Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
Starring in it. He's in it, but he's not the protagonist.
Okay. Good deal.
And it's good. I own it on Blu-ray.
It made the cut. Need to be done the physical. But it's going to be really sad when they stop putting... Video games I've given up hope on because of patches and all that. Like, whatever. I've forfeited that. I appreciate your vigor of physical video game copies. But movies will really bum me out because they don't need patched. Unless you're George Lucas. But, you know, for the most part, they don't need patched. I am pretty excited. Like, here in another month or two, I can watch Endgame again. I'm excited to see that at home on a 4K Blu-ray. And most importantly, the speculation is September for John Wick 3. That's really all I care about.
Yeah.
Watching that freaking awesome movie again. So, yeah, I guess the big news this week, Dustin, in video games was that Nintendo announced their Switch Lite. And
yes.
Before I talk about the system, I don't know how many times I'm trying not to roll my eyes anymore because I learned that that's like a really dismissive bad sign and a bad habit. So even somebody that you really enjoy, you roll your eyes at them and it shows contention. Anyways, I totally let that go. When I saw 8,000 people on Twitter being like, I called it this a month ago. No, what would be more amazing is if you said they're not going to do a Switch Lite and then they didn't do a Switch Lite. That's an impressive call. Everything else that Nintendo has always done, they've had a Lite or a second iteration. So anybody that was proud of themselves for calling this, get real. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of a cool system. I selfishly, I'm going to say, I am glad that I am not tempted by any sort of an upgrade path. I am absolutely 100% content with my original launch Switch. So what are some things about the Switch Lite that we should mention? And I guess, I don't know, what's your opinion on it?
Well, the two big things I noticed are, of course, no TV out. So you're not playing it on a TV. It's just a handheld. And it has a D-pad instead of the four circles.
And colors, cool colors.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a yellow, a green.
No clear plastic though. So
yeah, so could be better. Always could be better. Yeah, I don't. I was surprised that I didn't really see very many. Another thing I noticed on Twitter was I didn't actually see anybody complaining about the Switch Lite, but I saw people complaining about the Switch Lite. Just a weird subject in Twitter. Twitter's been really weird for me. I wish I had taken a screen cap of it or something. I would bet my life I saw like on the trending tab, Lion King reviews were in, and if you clicked on it, every tweet you saw was best movie, this is incredible, blah blah blah, and now the Rotten Tomato score is in, and it's certified rotten. So it like made me put on like the tinfoil cap of like, so is Disney paying Twitter to, have this trend and have all these blue check marks saying that they love it? Or was it just a coincidence? Like, did the algorithm, was it just a byproduct of the algorithm and there was no nefarious stuff going on? I don't know. I just thought it was weird. I was excited because Chris Stuckman's video came out and I'm like, ooh, there we go. I'm going to go see, and he gave it a C. And then I started going, what in the world's going on? I just saw a bunch of people. So, hey, Divix here. What's going on, man? Is this our buddy Divix from England? Is it the same one, or
it's got to be right?
We got numbers afterwards now, so I don't know. Either way, what's up? Got the cool cat glasses. Thanks for joining. Yeah. Now, do the if you're playing the regular Switch in handheld, do those does the D-pad, the fake D-pad with just a little buttons, bother you that much, or at all? I mean, either. I guarantee I could play Cuphead with those. No problem. I beat Celeste with it.
So I was playing Castlevania.
Yeah. But I hear a lot of people that really, really messes them up. Oh, Luxembourg. Dude, I did that wrong last time. It's the same one, though. That's right. It's coming back. I apologize.
Sweet.
Thanks for spending your evening with us. It is late where he's
man.
at, so very, very nice of you. Hopefully we won't keep you up too late. Cool. For me, it's never bothered me. I've totally had crappy experiences with D-pads, but I don't have the issue with the Switch one like a lot of other people do.
Yeah.
I hope that this is another big success for Nintendo. Honestly, I want them to keep selling these things because we said it an episode or two ago. I think it's really clear, at least for me, that this is my favorite system of the generation in terms of just the games I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
I know you've played your PS4 a lot, and a lot of your favorite games are on there. So I think it'd be a definitely a tougher call for you to make. But for me, I've seen the credits on way more Switch games, and since I've owned the Switch, I've probably seen credits on Switch games more than if I would have combined my Xbox, PlayStation, or PC games.
Jeez.
I something about the Switch, I finished the games. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, have you played Blazing Chrome at all?
No, but I obviously am buying it.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw the Giant Bomb quick look today of Vinny Caravella and Dan Reichert playing it. And they have that whole This Is the Run series where they played some Contra games and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it looks like Contra Hardcore in just the best way possible. I think Vinny said it kind of looks like Metal Slug. Like it's got that level of pixel art,
okay. Yeah.
but plays like Contra.
Dude.
Hey, is there online co-op?
I don't know. That's a good question.
If there is, maybe
We totally need to do it.
we haven't done a co-op since A Way Out, which is probably 2017 or something.
Man, A Way Out. I was going to say Portal 2.
Oh, and Portal 2. Yeah.
Long time
Well,
ago.
I was in the house with that had the firecrackers when we were playing Portal together. So yeah. Divik says, I hope you guys are feeling fresh as well. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. where he's at in Luxembourg. He's watching on his phone. So
that's awesome.
Good. The smaller, the better for me.
Yeah.
Not a handsome man. So, yeah, I think it's obvious that Nintendo was going to do it. It's cool that they are. If there was a 1080p local screen, I know that the battery life's supposed to be better, but if there was a 1080p local screen and the video out, I would start to get tempted. But I don't know. I play it probably 50-50 docked and in handheld mode. Just kind of depends. I've been playing on Mario Maker, and Mario Maker I've definitely been playing docked for the most part. Just that 8-bit do controller, man. It just feels so right to play Mario with a SNES controller. It's really cool. So, Dustin, let's talk about why you don't trust the mail service to ship your stuff on eBay if it's high priced.
Yeah, so someone bought a very rare Pokemon card for $60,000, and it got lost in the mail or stolen.
That's brutal.
But it was actually, it's trainer number 3, which is like the most bland Pokemon card name. I was like, it must be like a Mewtwo or a Pikachu or something.
Something I've heard of. When it said Trainer 3, it took me a second to realize that was the name of the card while reading the article. It didn't.
Right, yeah.
It was like I was missing some game vernacular, like that I wasn't aware of. Not that it was the name of the physical card.
But yeah, Pokemon Place is the one who sent the card. They shipped it Aramex via USPS with $50,000 insurance, and it is gone, baby, gone.
But the brutal part is because of the way that Amarax or whatever that service provider was.
Yeah.
They have some technicality in the way that the package was signed for in the records, and the insurance company is not paying the insurance.
An insurance claim cannot be filed because Aramex signed for the bulk lot. Man, that sucks.
Yeah, dude.
This sucks for everybody.
For absolutely every single person involved. Hopefully it's found somehow, and we have a nice little follow-up story in a few years.
Yeah.
I remember I used to listen to Pat Contry's podcast with Ian Ferguson, the Completely Unnecessary podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Pat, he bought one of the World Championship carts or whatever for a ridiculous amount of money. He flew out and met the person at the airport and picked it up in person. Because I know he didn't spend $60,000 on it, but to him, he wasn't about to put it in anybody else's hands. He wanted it to totally be on him, and this is a perfect example. Like that, he came across as a little paranoid talking about it, but I mean, couldn't argue with him. And this just proves that if you're really shipping something expensive, just go get it yourself if you can at all cost. You know, he paid a lot of extra because he bought a ticket. He bought a plane ticket. But
What do you think it cost? $20,000?
I bet he paid like 15 to 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have no idea.
If I was going to drop $20,000 on a video game, I wouldn't have a problem dropping $700 on a ticket.
Exactly. So it makes absolute sense, and it's not the dollar amount that's really the key there. It's that it's so rare. There is no opportunity for replacement, and he clearly would rather have the cart than the money. So insurance would still like break his heart if he couldn't have gotten that cart.
Yeah.
But this is even that much worse because it's not even, they can't even collect the insurance at this point yet.
Man, that sucks. Jeez.
It does. I just like you said, everybody involved, man, you just feel bad for him.
Yeah.
High stakes, man. High stakes Pokemon. or Pokemans.
Yeah. Shout out to
you. Yep. Which I've really been enjoying the Retro Game Club. I've listened to every one of their episodes. I really like Rob as well. It's an excellent show. So yeah, shout out to Retro Game Club. Definitely go.
Rob, not to be confused with Rob.
Not to be confused with Rob. It's retrogameclub.net is their address, not .com.
I think they even have a Facebook page.
Yes, but it's not run by either of them. I think it's someone called Zach. But they got there's like an inside joke where there were like two Zachs that were doing stuff with them, and they gave credit to the wrong one.
That's great.
So they kept saying like 8-Bit Zach was running the Facebook page. So since that's not the case, now they say not 8-Bit Zach is running the Facebook page. Like that's the correction is some poor guy's nickname is now not 8-Bit Zach. Which is great. Very fun. Divik says, I heard a story about a dude that drew over a rare Magic the Gathering card, which had lots of value. He thought it would be good art, ruined a rare card instead. Internet community facepalmed itself. I bet it did more than facepalm, I bet. I bet there's some rage going on.
I bet Chewy woke up in a cold sweat when that happened.
He's probably totally aware of this, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chewy at the Mana Pool. He's awesome. So, I fly yourself out there. Keep it in your own hands. Do not trust eBay shipping. Oh man,
I would totally buy one of those silver Duralumin cases, those briefcases.
Oh, yeah.
Put it in there and handcuff it to my wrist.
Yeah, like you'd see nuclear stuff. I'm sorry, I say it wrong because I've got a bad Ohio accent. You see in 80s movies and stuff, they open. Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. I never knew that was the name of the case.
I learned that from Resident Evil Code Veronica. It could be completely wrong.
Well, in the context of this show, it's absolutely right since it's what it's called in a video game. So that's what it's
Maybe
called.
That'll be my trivia question tonight.
Oh, we do. I haven't looked.
You look at the answer, it'll just say Duralumin case.
Duralumin? How do you spell that?
Duralumin.
Duralumin. Okay. Cool. So next up, Dustin, is this a typo here? Like what? I'm going to say this headline to you. And I want to see if it makes sense to you. I feel like I'm missing something here. No longer humble bundle. No, wait. See, I even messed up. No longer humble PlayStation bundle. What do you mean by that?
They're no longer a humble bundle anymore. They're PlayStation games.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. I got you.
They're no longer the little guys.
Yes. No, they're not. Their storefront really blew up.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I have no problem with their storefront. And they still do stuff for charity, which is neat. Oh, hey, what's up, Zarek? Good to see you, man.
Zarek! What's up, man?
Thanks for joining. He was in the middle of Mario Maker, so hopefully he wasn't... Sarah goes, who owns Humble Bundle now? Is it Epic? Dude, that might... Now that's a hot take that... Oh, someone did buy them out. Oh. I thought he was just making a great joke. Well, why don't you talk about this PlayStation bundle? I'm going to try to figure out who owns Humble Bundle.
One of the top contributors on this is Bilbo Baggins. That's awesome. Yeah, another one is Black Squidward. Okay, so this month. Is it every month? It doesn't matter. This Humble Bundle is PlayStation 4 specific. You can get for $1 Grim Fandango Remastered, A Bard's Tale Remastered, and Inner Space. If you pay more than average, which is right now $9.27, you can get Layers of Fear, Wasteland 2, the Director's Cut, The Talos Principle, and Broken Age. And if you pay $15 or more, you can get all those and Killing Floor 2 and Shadow Warrior 2.
Not bad.
And a bunch of soundtracks. Let's see. Inner Space soundtrack, Broken Age, Layers of Fear, and Grim Fandango soundtrack.
Now, when I I'm not going to be able to do my full research here, but when I type, the parent organization appears to be someone called J2 Global. Not familiar with them, so who knows? Zarek says, sort of a conflict of interest, a review site owning a game store. Yes, but if you're transparent with it, I don't see an issue with it. It's not like there's G2A out there asking people to write articles. Have you heard anything about that stuff, the G2A stuff?
I see a bunch of like tweets about it, but I haven't read into it.
There was a guy that worked at J2 Games named like Austin or something like that, and he sent out to I think they confirmed like 9 game sites or something like that. And he flat out said, we want you to publish this article on your website that we wrote that shows that it's basically impossible for stolen keys to be sold on G2A. And then they were like, but you can't say that this is a sponsored ad, and we don't want you like disclosing it. We want it to come across as though it was written organically by your website.
Jeez.
And then the journalist like blew him up. So, I mean, G2A was the ones that had all the problems with stolen keys and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of been ongoing. But this level of deception is what got them back in the news again, of trying to act like. It's a gross practice. I don't know. I don't understand what it is about. You always hear nefarious stuff like that. Warner Brothers paying. Was it PewDiePie or someone like that to play Shadows of Mordor, even though it ended up reviewing really well? That they went like through shady practices for paying for stuff. I'm sorry to bring up PewDiePie because I think it's unfair for me to attribute it to him because I don't quite remember how that story went down. I feel like the creator wasn't necessarily, whoever it was that got popped wasn't really in the wrong. It just seemed like Warner Brothers. I don't know. Zarek says, yep, check the wiki. IGN owns Humble Bundle. Got to get those revenues. Huh?
Did I blacklist them? I should have kept track of that.
You can go back historically. Maybe we can have it. It's too bad we can't just blacklist the journalists.
Yeah.
Or, you know what? I know Kotaku was on there. I know they really pissed you off the most, so we will. I did, it was really, I saw I watched the interview that Joe Rogan did with Andy Ngo.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. If you want to hear more about what pissed Dustin off last week, check that out. It's a really fascinating, really depressing, honestly, interview to hear, but fascinating nonetheless, and give you some info on kind of what went down. So, IGN owning Humble Bundle. I really don't see a problem. I guess I do see the conflict of interest, but I don't see a problem if it's disclosed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if IGN's like, hey, yeah, we own this store, but here's the price and here's the game, and we'd love you to buy it here. I don't know. I don't see a big transparency. Really is the only thing I'm really too concerned about with that kind of stuff, because that's generally ethical. So, all right, that's interesting. Now, Dustin, I got super excited about this. You got a Castlevania Netflix series. Good for you. Now it's my turn. I get a Cuphead series on Netflix.
Yeah.
So it's going to be made in the 1930s style animation, like they had on the game.
Are you ready for those articles again?
You know what? They've already come out and said that they learned lessons about sensitivity of the times and all that kind of stuff. So I do think that the articles, either there will be crickets and that won't be mentioned again, or they'll be praised for addressing or whatever. Or, probably not. They probably won't be good enough. That's usually how that goes.
It's never good enough.
Never good enough. Hopefully it's just a non-issue, because I would really hate for weird social political stuff to cloud the enjoyment of a cartoon on Netflix. But, You're probably right. That probably will happen. But so obviously the two brothers, what's his name, Chad and Jared? Moldenhauer. They are
Jimmy and Billy.
on. Oh, okay, it is muted. I got game. Dude, GameSpot. You gotta stop with automatic audio. Have them permanently muted in Chrome because they just autoplay crap.
Sweet.
But along with them being involved, of course, there's someone named Dave Wasson who has directed similarly styled Mickey Mouse shorts, Cosmo Surgeon, which is Rocco's Modern Life, Static Cling. Thank you, GameStop, for your pop-ups. And something called CJ Kettler, which is Carmen Sandiego. And you go to the guy's IMDb page, and he's worked on a lot of animated things. And they were a little vague on it, but Jeff Gertzman on the Bombcast this week had mentioned that somebody or members of a team that have worked on Popeye stuff in the past are going to be involved. So they're really bringing... I really think that the feel and the look will probably be nailed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to piggyback on and borrow a question from Giant Bomb. Do you have Cuphead and Mugman talk? They're kind of a silent protagonist in the game, and all the other characters do talking. And I really enjoyed that discussion that they had. So I wonder what your gut tells you.
Yes, in one of two ways.
Okay.
Either they both talk, and they're both voiced by Nolan North and Troy Baker.
Okay.
Or they both talk, and they're both voiced by Jaleel White.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun. Yeah. My like knee jerk reaction is no. Figure out a way to keep him silent. But then, unless you're going to do like Giant Bomb guys in the discussion brought up Tom and Jerry, unless you're going to have a Tom and Jerry style cartoon,
okay,
then
yeah, it
is kind of weird to have the stars not have any discussion or any talking points or whatnot. The reason you get away with it in a game is because you're the character or whatever. So the dialogue's internal in your head. So it is there in a way. Or it feels like it's there. So I'm tending to lean to, just nail it with some really fun voice actors, and I think it'll be good to go. I think it'll be cool. Either way, it'll be 2023 when it comes out, but who knows? I'll be excited when it does. Is there? Oh, go ahead.
I wonder if that Mega Man cartoon is still on the... Is that going to happen still?
Oh my god, I forgot all about that. I hope so.
Yeah. Unless it was like Mega Man or Castlevania, in which case...
Well, they made the right choice. But that's Konami and Capcom, so that shouldn't have conflicted. Unless Netflix is like, we get one video game cartoon.
Yeah.
Then obviously...
We don't want to be that service.
Well, because Adi Shankar is not a big, giant Mega Man fan. If he was a big, giant Mega Man fan, I'd be like, all right, you know what? Let's just follow that guy.
Oh, man. They should... Oh, my God. They should totally... He should direct the, liner notes from the Proto Man album.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they should do. Oh.
Yeah, that guy just gets it. Zarek says, oh, come on. I went down the rabbit hole to see who really owns Humble Bundle. Take a guess while I type out the whole chain.
CIA.
Russia. When it's like J2 Global, it made me think of J2 Games. Like, boy, Jay really sold a whole bunch of Xbox 360 controllers. He bought Humble Bundle. So Humble Bundle is owned by IGN, which IGN is owned by, it's called News Corporation, then 21st Century Fox, then the Walt Disney Company. These people own every review site. Remember what happened with Rotten Tomatoes and the Captain Marvel? Oh, yeah. I think the government may need to step in. Nah, the government doesn't need to step in. They just lose credibility. They'll end themselves with their bad reviews. I don't remember. I feel like the thing that the audience section of the Captain Marvel stuff, I felt like I heard it was totally misreported and mischaracterized. Like, and maybe I'm totally wrong, but it seemed like they took away the will the audience go see the movie or not.
Mm-hmm.
But they acted like people were reviewing the movie without seeing the movie. And I thought that never existed, and that there was an audience anticipation type of score. Like, will you go see this? And it tanked there because, well, that was seems like a pretty boring plot in a movie. And she's pretty smug, not real likable as Captain Marvel. So
no one asked for that movie, and she seemed super unlikable as a person. So
yeah, but it's a bummer because I've totally liked her and stuff before. But yeah, she just really.
She was good in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, I thought she was good there. I thought she was totally fine. Very attractive as well in Kong Skull Island.
I forgot she was in that.
Yeah,
I forgot that movie existed. I need to watch that.
It's fun. It's a good movie. I don't know. I try to not get too worked up over celebrities because there's plenty of like music, especially. God, so many musicians are just pieces of shit or have horrible opinions about stuff that I just have to kind of let it go, sort of a thing, and just enjoy the works of art as it is.
I think Tom Cruise is the one who taught me that lesson. Like when he started acting loopy, like he was on Oprah being crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And then like later he puts out Mission Impossible movies. I don't care. Those movies are awesome. I'll go see those movies every time.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't learn that lesson, but I was definitely affected by it, and I needed to get over it. And Mission Impossible 6 definitely proves that you're right. You can absolutely get past Tom Cruise being a weird Scientologist, egomaniac,
right,
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Ozark says that's right, Scott. So, all right, cool. Anytime someone says that, I get excited. But nonetheless, Cuphead is Cuphead's coming to Netflix, and somehow the mouse owns Humble Bundle too. So,
son of a bitch, Mickey.
Gonna own everything. Next up, this is just went down the Kotaku rabbit hole. Guess where it ends? Well, Disney. Right? It's got to be Disney. He's got way too many periods there for it to not be obviously Disney. Just or Tencent. Maybe Tencent snuck in there and got it from him. So next up, Dustin, this is really cool. I think that this might just be a Japanese only thing for the Nintendo Switch, but we were allowed in years ago on Chiptune group on Facebook, and one of the members in there posted an article from mixmag.net. And Korg, do you know what Korgs are? They make like synthesizers and stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay. I actually used to have a Korg. I still do. I've got a Korg tuner for my guitar that I got in high school. Cool. It's a piece of shit compared to the clip-ons that you have now, but I have it. Whatever. But they released an app on the Nintendo Switch. So it's a DAW, which is I think DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation. Normally it's some sort of an interface that you can hook up to your computer. Usually they'll have like XLR inputs and different like line in inputs, so you can hook your guitar straight into it or your keyboard or piano or whatever. But what's really cool about this, it's called the Korg Gadget 3.0, and it lets you select a Sega system, and inside of that, inside of the system, there's different games, and it gives you access to the sound effects library.
Dude.
And then inside of that, there's a touchpad. Have you seen those, like a lot of current like EDM DJs use them, where it's like a blank pad of rubber buttons that you can pre-program, so you can just tap them to get the, which is really neat to see. But it's got that kind of an interface as well, so you can get like the Space Harrier sound effects kit, and you can then natively incorporate that into remixes and music that you're making.
Oh, that's awesome.
So neat. But
that's so cool.
But the video on YouTube, it was all Japanese. I had to use the subtitles, which, oh my God, the YouTube subtitles are unbelievable. which is scary because it means that they've cataloged everything we've ever said. Not that we've said anything bad, but it's just one of those, it makes you feel weird. Cause,
fuck you, Google.
Yeah, it always used to seem like, well, with this, we have some level of ability to not search by what we've said.
Yeah.
But they could absolutely just type out a subject that we have said and be like, no, on May 3rd in 2013, you said this on YouTube. It's like, whoa. So Kotaku is owned by Univision, which is a Fusion Media group. Then Walt Disney Television owns them, which Walt Disney Company owns Walt Disney Television. It's weird that it's owned under, somehow it gets looped into the TV ring. No, it's not, Dustin. That's why they had all the game sites went to Game of Thrones websites there for a while. You brought that up.
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
Who owns HBO? Are they holdouts? Are they independent? I don't know. It'd be sweet if they were.
Cinemax.
Is the only way that Cinemax has to rebrand. I will never not think of them as a softcore porn station just because of the name Skinemax. They weren't any more egregious than anybody else, but the name was just too perfect. So yeah, I don't know if U.S. or European or Australian or whatever regions will be able to get this Korg app, but go ahead and look for it. It's Korg is Korg. It's called the Korg Gadget 3.0. If you can get it, definitely check it out. Zarek says, check Rotten Tomatoes. It's owned by everybody that produces television or movies, basically. It's 100% owned by the people that produce content that would be reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, so. Got to go indie. Find reviewers you like that you have similar taste with and just try to go from there. And don't be mad don't be mad if they recommend something that you didn't end up liking. It's okay. Another thing I wanted to mention, have you heard of this Belle Delphine girl?
Oh, yeah. She was all over Twitter.
Okay. Yeah, recently. Had you ever heard of her before?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I had, but kind of in passing, and I heard that she was just kind of a troll that has really figured out a way to monetize being a troll. It's kind of my, Cliff Notes version of it. So,
yeah.
So the internet was complaining a whole bunch because apparently she's selling her bathwater to gamer dudes, which is a disgusting thought. But people were so mad at her for doing this.
Right?
I'm impressed. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, make that money, girl.
I would absolutely sell bathwater. If someone would buy it, I'd sell it.
That's power right there, man.
Absolutely. I heard on Scott Johnson on the morning stream, I haven't verified this, so take it with a grain of salt. He said he looked on her Patreon and she gets like $150K a month in Patreon.
Oh my God.
Right, dude?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right? So $150K a month. Go get it. Sell that bathwater, man.
Oh, man.
Lean into it. Every time it seems like people complain about her, she takes that complaint and then just explodes off of it. It's almost like Kim Kardashian had the same thing. Every time she got some sort of weird drama around her, it just catapulted her further into the stratosphere of stardom.
Yeah.
This girl's doing this. I mean, she is making
millions
if she
of
can
dollars.
keep this up and not squander it, if she has a family, that generation's taken care of at that kind of a clip.
Oh my gosh.
So I say bravo. And I feel like the people that are complaining are just jealous that they don't have, because I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Flat out.
Hey girl, you want to see my nipples? That'll be $5 a month.
Yeah, right.
I'll give you my Snapchat.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So I say good for her, man.
The world is so weird.
It is so weird. But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
If you leave everybody to their own devices, whatever. It's all meaningless anyways.
Good on you.
So, yeah. But
good on you, Belle.
We support Belle Delphine. I think she's great. I've never watched her content. I've only seen people complain about her. Good for her. Metacritic is owned by CBS Interactive. Ooh, they own Giant Bomb and GameSpot. CBS Corporation, then National Amusements, and then that's Viacom. No surprise there. Okay, one last thing, Dustin. I kind of gave you a little bit of a Cliff Notes. This isn't too complicated. What do we got? Here's the final story of the week. Do you not have the notes up?
I do. I'm sorry. I was.
You still thinking about $150,000 a month for sitting in bathwater?
Yeah, for bathwater.
Good for her.
Like you don't even have to. Like actually take a bath. Just.
In fact, it'd be better if you didn't.
Yeah, just throw some water in there, make it look a little cloudy, maybe. Like.
Well, that's.
Wash your dishes.
I saw something that said that one of those bottles was tested and there was no sign of human DNA in it. So that would put her liable for a class action lawsuit. Now, it was like a headline kind of a thing. So I don't know if that's totally speculation. It's probably... Yeah. I mean, is there a guarantee that if you take a bath... Like, you have to... I have to think that it's possible to have been in a bath and get some water that wouldn't have DNA in it. Maybe not.
I feel like you're right. This seems like how many parts per million would skin cells be?
Yeah, like at what point is it detectable or whatnot? So there was no like... so again, I'm going on the headline alone, so I don't know if there was any sort of real scrutiny or if they like sent it to 23andMe or whatever that's called, and they're like, insufficient data. You know, like, was that how it was tested? I don't know. So, okay, well, here's what I wanted. Tivik says, LOL, wash your dishes. So anyways, what I was trying to get you to read, Dustin, was Google's DeepMind, which we've talked about before, years ago now, is lurking in the StarCraft II 1v1 ladder. They are known. I think Alpha Star is the name. So keep an eye out for Alpha Star if you can get it. I will say this: the end of the comment. This is from Ars Technica. It says DeepMind promises at some point they will release the ladder results in a peer-reviewed scientific paper, along with replay of Alpha Star's matches.
That's cool.
That's
really cool.
Super cool. I love that, and they are working with Blizzard on this. So it's not, because I think what you might want to say first is, isn't this botting? Isn't this cheating? Isn't this against the terms of service? But this is a highly specialized case, and it is involving the developer. And it's
clearly they're like, it's out there. They're being at least somewhat transparent about it.
Bingo, transparency. How about that as something? Instead, we have got poor Zarek doing all the transparency for all the reviewed websites. Right. You know,
he's the Aaron Brockovich of video games.
There you go. Boy, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Right.
That was a big deal, man. That was a super, super popular movie. It was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was that one of the last big things Julia Roberts did? I'm trying to think of what else we've really known her for. She just kind of stopped doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That had
she was
to be
in that Amazon show.
Oh, was she?
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to think that would be totally by choice. I don't remember her being in Stinkers or being bad.
Right. She was in the Ocean's 11's movie.
Oh.
Ocean's 11 movies.
That female, wasn't it 8 that just came out? Or are you talking about the real Ocean's 11 with like Brad Pitt and stuff?
The real ones.
Okay. Because they just did the one, like Sandra Bullock was in it.
Yeah.
She's the only one I remember is like Ocean's 8 or something like that.
Yeah, the diet version they released.
I heard it wasn't that great, so didn't watch it. I've only watched the first one. Didn't see 12.
I saw 12. It wasn't great.
Yeah, I liked 11 a lot. 11 was super fun. So yeah, I just think that it's really neat that video games are aiding in the technology that's going to either end life or make it better. It's going one of two ways.
Maybe both.
Maybe both. Oh, there you go. Oh, Cyberpunk. You need to have that ready. I saw there was I think a Witcher 3 mod. Someone just put the Keanu Reeves model in or like Skyrim or something like that, and it's kind of like the model of Keanu Reeves from the trailer in Cyberpunk 2077. So yeah, I don't know. I just think it's cool to see video games being used as a tool for research purposes of a legitimate nature. Too many times we get whiny people complaining about video games and it's never taken seriously, even though it's a massive industry with a lot of really bright and intelligent people involved with it. This kind of stuff is, I don't know, a step towards that kind of going away or normalizing a bit. So, Dustin, I think it is time for you to answer a trivia question. What do you say?
I need a soundboard so I can have that ready. I was looking through my phone.
You do?
Yeah.
Cyberpunk. Oh, no.
Trivia.
I put the card back wrong. We've done more of these than I thought. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Technical difficulties, user error. We have not done this one. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Dustin. In the 1986 arcade game Outrun, what type of car does the player control?
How specific do I have to be? Does it have to be?
I will be a little lenient. I'll give you a hint. There are 3 words involved. I'll give you credit if you get the first 2. And you know what, though? Even if you get the beginning of it right, I will let you think through it. As far as, like, the make.
Okay. So I'll tell you what. If I get the make right, then we'll continue. If I get the make wrong, then
you'll go.
Yeah. So is it a Ferrari?
Yes, it is. And go ahead. I think you got it.
Is it a Testarossa?
It is. Do you know what my hint was going to be?
What?
The only Ferrari that was talked about in the 80s.
Yeah. All right.
A Ferrari Testarossa Spider.
Spider. Okay. I want to come up with Spider.
That felt cheap.
Yeah.
Ferrari Testarossa, man. Because it was pixelated. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Very well done, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very well done. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Don't know that one. All right. Oh, it's going to be a sad day because I'm not going to know that this is going to be done.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll get close because I am keeping track here. But Dustin, you're really, man, you're really hitting a stride. Kind of like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Hitting home runs at the. Did you watch any of the? Probably not. The All-Star game.
No, I didn't know.
He hit like 8 bajillion home runs in the home run derby.
Oh, okay.
And he just got hot. Like, started slow, but I mean, you've got 5 of the last 6. It's a good clip.
Yeah.
You're at 7 out of 11. So
7-Eleven.
Ferrari Testarossa. Very nice. Very nice. I think just Ferrari should have been good, but you got Testarossa. Could you name another model of Ferrari? I was
gonna say Countach, but that's a Lamborghini. Yeah, Lamborghini Countach.
I couldn't.
Civic.
That would be funny. We look and we find out that like Honda and Ferrari battled over Civic.
Zurich has a really good weaponized weaponized autism story here.
Okay.
He says, I tracked it down. Someone found out the size of her tub and measured how much water was in the video. They then calculated how much she could have sold based on how much she charged per 8-ounce bottle. Take a wild guess. Remember that she sold out.
I think that she charged. I think that they were like $50 a bottle, but in the secondary market, I feel like I heard rumors of people paying like $2,500 and $3,000 for one in like the black market. Nuts. That
bathwater black market is
it's on fire, man.
The dark web has a whole new
right
side gig.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, bring it back to Silk Road, man. Got to get that bathwater.
Oh, what clown world we live in. She even has pink hair.
That's why I'm really just trying to not give a fuck about politics anymore. Like,
Yeah.
It gets me too upset because people haven't thought through their points, and it's like, you know what? Bathwater's a higher commodity right now than other people's opinions. Ideas should not be less valuable than bathwater, but that's not the world we live in. So
we need to start a Teespring store, and that needs to be one of our shirts.
So,
oh my gosh!
you know, what are you gonna do?
I want one of those motivational memes made with that quote on it.
Okay, we'll go back. It's been recorded, so we'll be able to reference it back. She didn't get any of the black market money though. That's correct. So I'm guessing I might have been on close with that $50 a bottle. Divix also says
even smarter with their side hustle. They're scalping bathwater. Which is a great name for a band.
A great name. Yes, it absolutely is. What would that be a cover band name of? Scalping Bathwater?
That would be a whole tribute band.
Oh, all right. I heard WHOLE, and then I realized, oh, no, Courtney Love. That's perfect. I mean, how much did she make? Total $30 per bottle. Okay. Oh, so she made $30 a bottle. So he's wondering. So if you took little 3-ounce jugs and filled them up, they're like baby food size.
Mm-hmm. 8 fluid ounces. That's a cup.
No, there weren't 8 fluid ounces, dude. They were like 3 ounces. I don't know. Let's. Oh, they were 8 ounces. Oh, I guess my chat's behind. I don't know. $70,000. Barely
$1.
even enough. Barely.
$1, Bob.
What now? $1. You know what? That's even a waste of her time.
Yeah.
Compared to $38,400. There's a profit margin a little over. Her profit margin's a little over 10 million%. That's funny. So, Dustin, congratulations on being the smartest video game person on this podcast. And let's get talking about the YouTube channel of the week.
YouTube channel of the week.
Week.
We got people pissing and moaning about college debt. All you got to do is put on a pink wig and sell some bathwater.
See,
there's your college debt done.
Over.
$40,000. Or if you're a dude, buy all the bathwater and scalp it. You can pay off a house.
This works for everybody.
Oh my gosh.
You know, the more I'm talking about this, the more I just adore her for being this fucking
yeah,
brash. I just love it. So every now and again you find a troll that you like to get behind. Like, yes, you know what? You are agitating the right people.
Yes.
I think the first time I saw her was did you ever see that meme of the bet they never miss, huh, girl? It's like fuck. Nyan or something was her name, like the cat.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
Like this Belle Delphine was doing parodies of her and like piggybacking on that. It was the first time I heard about it. And then I don't know, it was like the H3H3 podcast or some YouTube thing had a thing about her, and that's what got me to think that she was like a professional troll, because that's what they had called her, or not necessarily H3, but whoever I heard that from. And now it's just like, yes, she is hilarious. So yeah, I think it's just because so many people in the gaming industry want to control what other people can and can't do, or
yeah.
And so I just love that they have absolutely zero control over consenting adults doing whatever the fuck they want, and they just can't do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I just really get a giant kick
really
out
great.
of that.
Yeah.
So, all right, yeah. YouTube channel of the week. I'm sorry. I jumped in. I interrupted.
No, you're good. I was still talking about Belle Delphine. Let's go. Let's go with Game Champ 3000.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I finally watched his some of his stuff. I watched his Don't Get Hit playing Mega Man, and it was awesome seeing him break all that down.
Yeah. He does a Ratchet and Clank one that you'll really enjoy, since you and Sully have played a bunch of that.
Ooh, is that the one with just the wrench?
I think so. It's like the stock weapon.
Okay. Whatever
it is. So, yeah. Game Champ 3000. So, break down some of the Mega Man stuff. Obviously, can you beat Mega Man without getting hit, but...
So he succeeded. I'll go ahead and say he did succeed. He beat it without getting hit. But he did a lot of cheesing using the pause glitch.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that out front. Like he said, anything goes in this run because holy cow. So he went into it saying like, I'm going to use that. And a lot of it is like the hardest part seemed to be the beginning of the game where all you have is your Mega Buster.
Yeah.
But as you gain your weapons, you can use those to cheese all the different things in the game.
I remember Zarek, like a long time ago on his YouTube channel. He did a Mega Man, and I'm pretty sure that I know the first level he played, like he just did not, like he knew every pixel and where to be, and I don't think he got hit at all. Like Zarek is a master of Mega Man 1. I'd highly recommend going to Zarek's channel. It's probably like 4 or 5 years ago now. Like that was a long time ago, but it was really impressive. Yeah, he's done lots of stuff. He did like, can you beat Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U without jumping? I think. Or Super Mario Brothers 2 on the DS, one with all the bajillion coins. Mm-hmm. Like, can you beat that without collecting a single coin? Like, he has all these, and they're like bite-sized videos. 12 minutes or so, I'd say, probably his average. So, yeah.
And it's really well produced. It's great.
Yeah, he's got a good voice, great, very, very good script. He's funny. Mm-hmm. And what's neat is he clearly is a really big YouTuber. He clearly has people that like to do this as well. So he talks to that segment of his audience in the video at times of, you'll want to remember to put this constraint on, or remember it doesn't count if you do this. So he's not just bragging about what he's done. He's saying, here are the rules. And sometimes he does get stuck. He's not always successful. So he'll make adjustments to the rules as they go so they can keep doing stuff. Game Champ 3000. And I'll remember to go back and get that. Oh, you did link to Mega Man 1. Okay, perfect. Zarek says, I think I played 3 levels or so. I didn't get hit at all, but I never continued. Okay, that's what it was.
That'd be a change of pace for your channel at this point.
Honestly, though, watching that thing from Zarek, it almost looked like tool assisted.
Wow.
Like, it was so precise. It was really something else.
That's awesome.
Yeah. At least that's how I remember it. So now I almost want to watch it and like be like, oh, maybe it wasn't as perfect as I thought it was. I'm sure it was. So definitely go check out Game Champ 3000 on YouTube. And that brings us to what we've been playing, Dustin. So what have you been up to?
I beat Castlevania 2 twice.
Was there a difference between the runs? Was there a reason you played it right away again?
The ending. I didn't get the good ending in the first time I played through it, which makes sense because Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest has different endings.
I didn't know that.
Depending on how many in-game days you take.
Okay. Oh, like how many times it cycles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's the bad ending get you? Or what was your bad ending?
The bad ending is you beat Dracula, but you're wounded and you die.
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of poetic.
It's kind of a cool tragedy, kind of.
Yeah. like a really good Marvel. Man, there was a great movie that ends with the guy dying, and I really liked it. But it's not quite old enough, or maybe that's kind of rude. I won't mention what movie I'm talking about. But what's the good ending?
You live, but then Dracula's hand pops up out of the grave at the end.
You know, I always figured that Ninja Turtles 3 would be Shredder back because I never believed he died because his hand did come up for a bit.
Yeah.
I like that tense cliche of the hand pops out to let you know that they're still there.
Man, what if Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 was good?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been awesome?
It would have been. Same goes for the video game on the NES. Looks good. Not.
Yeah.
Well, it does that crappy thing where if you hit A and B together, it does a super move, but takes life away.
Ugh.
Unacceptable mechanic in a home console game. The movie Scott is thinking of has old in the title? No. It does not. I'll tell you when the stream's off. It's one of my favorite movies, and like the ending was really impactful, so I don't want to... It's been released in the last 5 years, so I want to give people a chance to watch it.
Hackers.
They did re-release it, so almost.
When Zero Cool died for
Acid Burn, so Acid Burn could live forever, so she could raise the babies.
She uploaded her consciousness, and man, we need to write a Hackers 2.
That would be fun. We should, watch Hackers, and then we'll just steal that Channel Awesome idea where they do that fan fiction podcast, which I don't really enjoy, but let's steal that idea and try to not suck at it. He says, "Dang, that was a safe bet. There are 4 movies that have old in the title, or they all die in the end." Well, that's cool. So, how long does it take you to play through Simon's Quest?
The first time it took me about 2 hours, maybe, and the second time, like around 1 hour, because I was kind of making mental notes as I was going through. Because I played through it first on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
And the second time I played through on the PS4 and got my trophy.
I was gonna say, do you get a trophy if you get the good ending?
It's just a blanket trophy. If you finish it.
Oh, okay. Did do you recall how many cycles it is that you want to stay under? What that threshold is?
I want to, off the top of my head, I want to say it's 3 days. So it'd be what, 6 cycles?
Oh, I thought it changed so much more frequently than that.
Maybe it does.
Like in an hour, it would only switch 6 times. It seems like that complaint's not really all that valid then.
So you can cheese it, because if you're in the mansions, because you do have to do a lot of grinding to get the different whips, to buy them. And you have to have 50 hearts to buy at least 5 steaks. So you have to have, was it 250? And the clock doesn't cycle when you're in mansion, so you need to do all your grinding in there.
Okay.
If you're doing the grinding in the towns, the clock is cycling, and you'll be going through days.
I don't know if that's necessarily cheesing. It just seems like appropriate strategy.
Yeah. That game's awesome.
Your arguments have won me over to... I love the music. So I've never really played it, though. So I definitely got to give it a good try. And I think I know most of the sticking points.
Playing that game, it made me think of something I always wanted, like real life stats. Like GTA and some of the earlier games, you could look up stats and it would say, you've taken 15,000 steps. You've driven a car 15 times. Like, I would love to see how many times I've heard the Mansion song cycle in Castlevania 2.
I mean, and Bloody Tears has got to be, like, that's arguably one of the best video game tracks of all time, which is really cool. Well, congrats on your trophy. Obviously not a surprise, but you did it nonetheless. So you also played some Silent Hill 2?
Just a little bit. I was on YouTube and somebody did something with Silent Hill 2, was like, dude, I haven't played that in forever. I want to play that. So I put it in, and I feel good. I feel really good about it because I took a picture and put it on Twitter, and our Canadian correspondent Kevin liked it.
He loves Silent Hill. Is 2 your favorite? Because how many? There's several of them. Is there up to 4 or 5?
Let's see. There's Silent Hill 2, 3, 4, The Room, Homecoming, Downpour, Origins, and that one for the Vita.
Wow, that's like 8 or 9 then.
Yeah.
You had to think about your favorite though.
I don't know. One, it might be a tie between 1 and 2.
Okay.
Because they're both so good, and they're good for different reasons.
This is the game that's got the pyramid head dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite cosplays to see at anime conventions.
Yeah.
Even though it's an old game, you still see a lot of effort put into it. It's really cool.
Like, Silent Hill 2 is so good, it made me read Crime and Punishment.
Who wrote Crime and Punishment?
Dostoevsky.
Oh, okay.
Came out in 18 something.
Yeah, so it's not like you read like a Grisham novel or something.
Right. But the creator of the game said that game, the book super influenced the game.
Very cool.
So I read through it. I'm reading through it again right now, actually.
Nice. And you also played some super hot. Super hot.
Super. Yeah, I played a little. I just randomly was like going through my Steam page, and it has since I haven't touched Steam since I did a clean install, so nothing is installed.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh man, I'd like to play some games, even though I forgot my mouse was broken and my right click doesn't.
Oh,
work.
that's right.
It only works like 40% of the time. But I installed Bad Company 2, but never played it because Solly was standing behind me. I was like, crap, what can I play that's shooty, but it doesn't have blood? I was like, oh, Super Hot.
Yeah.
It was break. That's fine. So, yeah, I installed Super Hot and played it a little bit.
Very cool. Yeah, I've not seen the credits on that game because it's not on Switch. But I really, really like it a lot. It's really fun.
Yeah. But, man... my nephew has an Oculus, and I played Super Hot VR.
Oh, yeah, you said that a while ago. You said that's the way to play it.
Yes, it's so good. Playing on PC, I was like, man, this is good, but it's not as good as that VR game is.
What's cool is it is different. It's like it's its own VR experience. It's not just the same game just slapped together.
Right.
So.
Right. It is designed around being VR.
Yeah, which is very critical. Awesome. Well, you been up to anything else?
I thought about playing other things, but I did not.
Okay. If you didn't need to sleep, what would one of those things have been?
I would have finished Silent Hill 2.
Okay.
I would have played...
Anything on the backlog you're trying to get to?
I don't know. They're all in cabinets now. Like, I can't see them, so I just... But man, I'll go over there to put something away. Like Solly will be done with Sonic Forces, and I'll go switch it out with Minecraft. And I'll open it up, and I'll be like, "Man, I have so many awesome video games."
You do, man. You do have a staggering. You have a staggering collection. It's cool. Well, good deal, man. I guess I'll give a brief review then. Stranger Things season 3. I really enjoyed a lot.
Sweet.
There was one like really intense scene that had some of the neatest visuals, like such a cool, creative, awesome thing. It was great. The acting again, for the most part, was all really good. There's good tense moments. I don't know. I like a lot of the characters and whatnot. Their motivations make sense for the most part. It just, the aesthetics, they just nail it. They clearly had more money, but didn't lose the soul of the show. It looks better. The only thing that was a little weird is the girl 11 or L. She's like, it's kind of the issue that I had with Scarlett Johansson and Ghost in the Shell, where sometimes she was like totally like indistinguishable from a human being, but sometimes Scarlett Johansson would act like a robot. And like sometimes Elle would speak and it would be the old Elle that's fish out of water, and then sometimes she's like totally acclimated and speaking. So there was just a little bit of inconsistencies. I don't blame the actress for it. It just seemed like they would switch her fish out of water trope depending on what fit the script a little bit. Sometimes it felt like, but that's extremely nitpicky. I loved it for the most part overall. The thing I think I'm most surprised about is after the first season when they said they were bringing the same cast back, I was really disappointed. I wanted them to do like an anthology thing and have like different experiences of the Upside Down from different parts of the U.S. or whatever. But now after 3 seasons of Stranger Things, I'm really glad that the cast is still together and it is the continuing story. So I was totally wrong about that, and I've actually really enjoyed seeing these other stories. So I would recommend Stranger Things season 3. If you like the first 2, I'd be surprised if you didn't like the 3rd one.
Sweet. I like season 2 just because it had 80s like punk rockers in it.
I gotta say, man, the music choices in this season are absolutely excellent. They do. This is not a spoiler or anything, but there's like scenes at a mall, and like the mall is part of the overall narrative. And when they're in the mall, they do like deep cuts of 80s music.
Cool.
So, there's, Material Girl and all these other Madonna songs that are really popular, but one that everybody recognizes but no one thinks of first is Angel. The "Ooh, you're an angel, na 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 na." That song, like but that's a lesser known one, but it fits that Madonna mall vibe so perfectly. Or like they busted out Howard Jones. Things Can Only Get Better, the one that's got like the whoa, 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 whoa. Like, there's a lot of people that have heard that song that don't even know that that's Howard Jones. Like, they're like, I don't even know who sings that. Yeah, that's that 80s song. So they had lots of stuff there that was extremely familiar, but you have to be a bit of a 80s pop dork to nail exactly what songs they were. So there were some good deep cuts from that perspective. The way that they did with the punk music and stuff.
Sweet.
So, bravo. I was impressed. The Duffer Brothers know what they're doing. It's to the point where I've tried to get my parents to watch it because my mom and dad like reading Stephen King books, and they've liked some Steven Spielberg movies. So I'm like, look, imagine Steven Spielberg is doing one of his kids' movies, but he's telling a Stephen King story. It's like that's Stranger Things. You should try it. They're like, oh, okay. Like, yeah. I got a little burnt out on Monster Boy a couple weeks ago. I hit a spot and I felt a little lost. And then I had a day where I just played a shitload of Nier, and then Cadence of Hyrule came out and I finished that. And then Mario Maker 2 came out. But since our last podcast, I just fired up Monster Boy again. And before I knew it, man, it was like 2 hours later. I did something dumb again that had me lost. And I went through a door that I swore I'd went through before, and I didn't. Man, I can see why the guys at My Life in Gaming rated this as one of their favorite games of 2018. It's really excellent.
Cool.
It's way more Metroidvania than I ever would have expected. The narrative as to why I'm changing into different creatures is really dumb but perfect for a video game because it's got this cartoon feel. Yeah. So I started off as a pig, and now I can transform into a snake, and you can transform between the different forms on the fly. So you can immediately take advantage of different attributes, like the way you can in Castlevania 3. You need to fly over something, switch to Alucard. You need to grasp onto something, switch to Grant. I don't know if you can be Grant and Alucard at the same time, but that's the gist of what I'm trying to get to.
Sweet.
The Monster Boy, whatever Kingdom Monster, whatever it's called, Monster Boy on Switch, is awesome. It's great. So I probably will end up finishing that. I want to see the credits on Monster Boy, and I got to see the credits on Nier. I really, after getting unstuck on Nier, dude, that game is just so... It keeps doing great stuff. I'm excited to see if it continues this trajectory of enjoyment for me. Because right now it's... There's been a lot of backtracking. Like, I end up in the same spots over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And enemies that I would kill, I'm not anymore. And it's not because I'm lazy. It's because narratively, like, they're hinting... Like, I'm actually changing my behavior in the game because I'm paying attention to the narrative. It's really neat. And then the game just switches genres on you in a really seamless way. So sometimes it's a shoot 'em up. Sometimes it's a dual stick shooter. A lot of the times it's a third person, normal platinum, Bayonetta style action platformer. Sometimes it's a side scroller. Sometimes it's a puzzle. Like, it's really... I am totally seeing why it got the praise that it did, and thank you, Famitsu readers, for giving me the nudge. Also, I do want to confirm, Dumez, I did follow up on Gradius 3, switched it to easy, and I got to the dragon part that he was talking about, that where the slowdown occurs in the first level, and he was right, it's super easy to get to. And I did a really, like, I paid really close attention to the A and B. I play one, then the other. And I did it on my phone emulator and the Wii emulator, and it absolutely fixes the problem in that game. But I agree that it is harder because the slowdown is not there to give you time to think and see what's coming. But it really is buttery smooth. It's cool. It's like they changed the graphics card. Like, a game that was chugging at 25 frames a second is now like rock solid 60. That's awesome. It's cool. I would definitely recommend it. And then I was a little bored, and you can relate when you're bored and you have a Castlevania game at your fingertips. You're just gonna play it to kill 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's me in Contra. Had one cheap death, dude, but even with the handheld mode, did a one death run of Contra.
Sweet.
Oh no! I'm sorry. No, I use the 8-bit do controller on that, but I have been playing it in handheld mode. But the 8-bit do controller is what I was using on the one death run. But I got it. Like, I absolutely, no doubt in my mind, can still, with enough tries, do a no death run, which is the best thing in video games I've ever done. Zarek says, I pulled my Mega Man vids. I need to get back into shape and play it on stream someday. 4 years ago, and only 28 views? What? So many people have not seen it. Yeah, dude, you absolutely need to get those few hundred views out there and show people what like a real Mega Man player looks like. I mean, it was impressive. Zarek, if you don't mind, put a link in there. I'll link it in our show notes. And I want Dustin to be able to see it. So, that's kind of what I've been playing the last week and watching and all that stuff. So I think that's going to be it for the show. A little bit shorter of an episode this week. I hope that's okay with everybody. Felt good. I don't know what other people's opinion of last episode was. I thought I sucked in the last episode. I just didn't come away feeling like I did very good. I feel better today. I feel much better. I don't know. I just kept losing my train of thought and felt like I didn't make any good points. I don't know. Just, yeah. They can't all be... What? Les Claypool said something like, they can't all be bangers. When someone asked him about, like, weird music he's made, like, he's like, they can't all be bangers. Zerk said, handheld mode with Joy-Cons attached have the best input lag. Just a tip if you're doing some really tough platforming on the Switch. Which makes sense. Did I say best? He typed least. So, okay, cool, Zarek. I'll get that linked as well. Yeah, Dustin, you got to wind down. Even just to watch the first level of him play through it, like he knows places to stand that look like you're not supposed to be able to stand there. But because it's a video game and he knows the quirks, kind of like in Contra, I can stand in one spot and bullets will go through my shoulder because I know that they will, but you're not supposed to know that kind of a thing. So, yeah, definitely cool. So yeah, that's going to be it for the show this week. If you'd like to send us an email, please send it to classicelite@gmail.com. That's classicl337. If you'd like to support the show financially, we have Amazon affiliate links and an Amazon store. It's like amazon.com/shop/classicelite. We've got a store there. It's got equipment we use and all that, and we get a commission if you get something from that. And then I want to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest as our intro music. And we also use Cubby's Tidal Force as our outro music for the audio podcast. Our RSS feed for the audio listeners is available. So if you're watching the video here, go to our website if you'd like to listen on your phone while you're working or driving. And just subscribe through classicelite.com. That's Classic L337. Or open your favorite podcast app and look for Classic L337. I know that we are easy to find on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Beyond Pod, pretty much everything. Castbox, we're on that. Any aggregator seems to have caught us. So wherever you'd like to listen to us, we'd appreciate it. Our social media handle is the same everywhere. That's at ClassicL337, whether that's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, or Twitch. And Zerek's got one last thing before I sign off here. It says, if you're making Mario Maker levels, try to beat it with a wired Pro controller that has the most input lag, or you can be mean and do it in handheld mode so people struggle more than you. That is weird. A wired Pro controller would introduce the most lag?
That does seem weird.
I believe it, but just because it's Zarek. He says something about the signal going into USB 2.0 and then the dock. And then into a Type 3. So...
Cool.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I've found that the latency is... for me, indistinguishable with that 8-bit controller, so I just do that. I can't believe that I really just use my Pro controller at the moment, my real one. My mom was kind enough to get me one for Christmas, and he meant Type C, not Type 3 USB. I knew exactly what he meant though, because it like goes in with. Because there's USB 3.0 and 3.1 that still have like the A style adapters, but we knew what he meant by C.
Yeah.
But right now, the Pro controller, all I'm doing is using it to turn on my Switch from my bed, and then I pick up the 8-bit the Do controller or Do, so that I can play Mario Maker. I've heard that there are a lot of Pro controllers that have really crappy D-pads. Like it either misses inputs or double input stuff. I heard complaints about it related to Tetris 99. And I was watching Patrick Klepek is back doing Mario Maker mornings. And I like watching him do Mario Maker levels. I've gotten a lot of good recommendations over the years watching him. So I'm like, all right, I'll get back on. I won't follow him on Twitter anymore, but I will watch him play Mario Maker. And I guess I just got lucky. 'Cause I think I have not had any of the issues that people are complaining about with the Pro controller, but I definitely got a Pro controller that was probably 2 years after the Switch had been out. So I might have gotten one of the updated batches, because there is a lottery on whether you get a good one or a bad one.
Jeez.
I did hear, which is really... I don't know if it was the Pro controller. Maybe it was just... There was some controller that had like a weird mushy or a double tap issue, and they would... You know those little stickers that are a circle that you put around pieces of paper so that they'll not rip through a binder?
Mm-hmm.
You put those around the sensors, and it fixes some D-pad problems with certain Nintendo things. It's like, That's a clever little hack. Connor Wood is joining us. Hi, Connor. Unfortunately, we are ending the show right now, but if you've been hanging around for a little bit, the VOD will be up in a little bit. So if you want to check it out, that'd be awesome. And we'll be recording next week as well. Most likely next Wednesday. Zerk says it's not that important unless you're going for perfect runs of a game. Gotcha.
That's me all the time.
Definitely you're way closer to that mentality than I am. All I need is credits, and I feel like I've got a platinum. So, all right, everybody. Thank you very much. Shout out to Divix over in Luxembourg for staying up with us all evening.
Yeah.
It's like 2:30 for him, so sleep well, my friend. And Zarek, as always, thanks for hanging out. And Connor, nice meeting you. So everybody, thank you very much for listening to episode 295 of the Classic Elite Podcast. And we'll see y'all next week for episode 296.
Boosh.